What's the name?
Thanks for that. Speak clearly. So, you know,
Is there any way for us to let her ask her? Or? The board is still in closed session. We will begin our meeting as soon as they are done with closed session and they log into our open session.
Right, I think board members Rodriguez and Sanchez might be a few minutes coming through.
Yeah, I let the public know that you were still in closed session and we would start
Okay.
shortly.
All right, I think we have the three of us, so I'm going to go ahead and get us started with resuming open session here. Item 3, general matters. And we can go to 3.01, the flag salute. And Clerk Rosado, can you lead us in the flag salute today? Great.
Sure. All right. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. We will go to item 3.02, approve, disapprove additions to the agenda. And I did actually want to include, I think it might have just gotten missed, but we had included a land acknowledgement statement. And so if it's okay with the other boards, I'd like to add that to the agenda. Under, I believe we can do that as 3.06. Is that acceptable?
Would it be 3.05 since we don't have a 3.0?
I believe oh, I'm looking at the wrong page. Yes, you're right. 3.05. Thank you.
That's fine.
Board President, I guess I didn't understand it. You want that land acknowledgement on all the board agendas?
Yes.
Oh, okay. I thought it was at one time, but we'll make sure that
yes, procedural wise.
Okay.
Thank you. Okay. So we will go to item 3.03, approve, disapprove order of the agenda. Seeing none, we will go to item 3.04, report of action taken during closed session. Superintendent Cruz?
Yes, the board, the 4 votes in favor and 1 abstention approved the closed session minutes for January 26, 2021. There are no other actions to report.
Thank you. So we will go to item 4, oral communications. Actually, item 3.05. Let me go back here. So the land acknowledgement statement, this is a statement. I'll go ahead and read this now. We acknowledge that the Franklin-McKinley School District and our schools are located in the Muwekma Ohlone Nation, the sovereign nation and the original people of the skies, land, and waters where we learn and work. The Muwekma Ohlone people are the stewards of these lands and of the teaching and learnings that come from and responds to the needs of the land and the people who share it. May our daily lives and work, learning, teaching, and community engagement support the evolving vision of the Muwekma Ohlone for their community and these lands. We will now go to item 4, oral communications. Members of the public may address the board on any issue within the subject matter jurisdiction of the board or agenda items. Members of the public may also address the board on consent items before the board's consideration of the items. In accordance with Board Bylaw 9323, individual remarks will be limited to 3 minutes each unless otherwise stipulated. No other action can be taken on any agenda items at this time. Questions may be referred to the administration or put on a future agenda. We will go to item 4.01. Do we have any public comments?
We have no one signed up for public comment.
Okay. We will go to item 5, construction items. members of the public may address the board on consent items before the board's consideration of the items. In accordance with board bylaws 9323, individual remarks will be limited to 3 minutes each unless otherwise stipulated. Board, let me know if you want to pull. Well, there's no comments on this item either, Superintendent Cruz.
No comments, no.
Okay. And board members, is there anyone who'd like to pull any of these items? I will
Move to
accept them.
move
Thank
to
you.
approve consent items 5.01 to 5.03.
Second.
All right, items 5.01 to 5.03 have been moved and seconded. We will move to a roll call vote. Board Member Rodriguez,
Yes.
Board Member Sanchez, Board Member Sanchez, did you hear the motion? It was on, we're voting on items, approving items 5.01 to 5.03.
Oh, hold on a second.
Maybe come back to him last.
I'll come back
That's
to you. I'll come back to you.
Okay.
Okay. Clerk Rosado,
Aye.
Vice President Tran,
Aye.
and Board Member Sanchez, can you clarify your vote?
Yes, aye on that motion.
Thank you. And I'm Emanuel Alberta, vote aye, so that motion passes. We'll go on to item 6, action items. Item 6.01, personnel report.
Madam President, I move that the personnel report be approved as submitted and that A, the retirement for the following employee be approved. Benna Roy Lamb, teacher at Candy, effective 6/16/21. Aaron McFadden, teacher at Stonegate, effective 6/30/2021. B, the resignation for the following employees be approved. Luke Holm, teacher at CCA, effective 6/30/21. And Yolanda Flores, noon duty at McKinley, effective 2/1.
Thank you. Is there a second on that motion?
Second.
Second?
All right, this motion, item 6.02 has been moved and seconded. We'll go to a roll call vote. Board Member Rodriguez,
Yes.
Board Member Sanchez,
Aye.
Clerk Rosado,
Aye.
Vice President Tran,
Aye.
and I, Maywan F. Alberta, vote aye. That motion passes. We will go to item 6.03, reporting on delegating authority to take the necessary actions to protect students and staff from the spread of COVID-19. Superintendent
Yes,
Cruz.
so I have not taken any action as delegated under this authority. I do want to just give the board an update that we are continuing with our in-house curative testing. We had it last week. We had to postpone it because of the rain. So we had it this past week, and we're having another one this week, given that we have a week off next week, and then we'll have another testing the week when we come back. And this is for mandatory for any staff member that is coming in to work in any of our facilities, and it's optional for staff that are working remotely. Staff that want to test in other locations may do so by providing that to us to fulfill that requirement. And this is all just to make sure that we are keeping everybody safe by having people that test positive quarantine and then doing the contact tracing. In addition to this, we are working with Coral to continue to provide the in-person support for students. We're expanding and hiring additional staff. We're adding a in-person support for our middle school students at Bridges, and our Coral staff are also helping us with some home visits to find and connect with some students. And over the vacations, they are providing some additional remote learning opportunities for students to just keep them engaged while we are off on vacation days. They did that in December, and we're working with them to see if they'll do that this next week and then the week of spring break as well. We are also we're thankful for our child nutrition services staff that will be coming in next week to during the vacation and providing meals during the days that we are not in session. So we are thankful for their help with that. And then the committee charged with evaluating in-person met last week. They'll continue to meet to develop priorities of which students, if it's deemed safe to come in person for small groups during the spring. They'll continue to look at that. And when we believe that we've met the standards or the conditions that we feel are safe enough for us to provide in person, we will be coming back with a recommendation to the board at that time. But at this time, we are continuing with distance learning with support in person with our core program. Any questions that the board may have?
Board members, any questions? Thank you, Superintendent Cruz, for that update. We are going to go on to item 6.04, resolution number 2021-03, board compensation for a missed meeting.
I'd like to make a motion on item 6.04 to move forward with this.
Second.
All right, item 6.04 has been moved and seconded. We'll go to a roll call vote. Board Member Rodriguez?
Yes.
Board Member Sanchez?
Aye.
Board Member Rosado?
Aye.
Vice President Tran?
Aye.
And I, Maymon Alberto, will abstain from this. Let's go to item 6.05, resolution 2021-04, Superintendent Cruz.
Yes, and it's always my pleasure to bring this resolution forward. As I've shared before, I had the privilege of marching with Cesar Chavez and my parents a number of different times, and I actually was present when the last time that Cesar Chavez, after his last fasting and when he ended their fasting. So it's always my pleasure to be able to bring this forward in recognition of the life and the accomplishments of Cesar Chavez and what that means for farm workers and just working families. And so we will, as we've done in the past, be able to provide resources to our staff so that they can bring this to their classrooms, and just an honor for me to bring this forward.
Thank you. Board members, any comments or questions?
I just had a quick comment. I'm very glad that we're bringing forward the resolution. It's unfortunate, of course, because of circumstances that we don't have the annual breakfast for Cesar Chavez anymore. Hopefully, we will resume that in the future. But I always like to see his sister Rita Medina, because I used to work with her at Sears when I was going to college, and so we had some good conversations. And I would always ask her about her brother. Where's your brother today? And she'd tell me, New Mexico, Arizona, or somewhere in California. But I hope she's doing well. I know she's in her 90s now, and it was good to catch up on things when I used to see her at the breakfast. But now I have no idea how she's doing. And maybe I'll make a call to one of the family members. But anyway, yeah. So Cesar Chavez definitely left a tremendous legacy, and I took a sick day from school on his funeral because we went all the way. Three of us went all the way down to his funeral on that particular morning. Took off about 2 a.m. in the morning to attend his funeral, and that was an incredible event that I will always forget. I will always remember that 30,000 people were there. So anyway, but I just wanted to share those remarks. Thank you.
Thank
Yes,
you,
and I echo George's and Juan's comments. Although I was a little young I was really literally 5 years old when my dad marched with them. So all I remember is marching. I thought I was going on a walk though, but I didn't know the purpose. But But yeah, and I do recall very clearly this passing. I had just graduated from college, so I was busy getting my life together. I was literally broke. Okay, but I do recall, and I. The interesting part is when I was in elementary school and even in high school, the teachers, the curriculum was that he was a criminal, that he was not a good person, and also Martin Luther King. They were not. They were not considered good people, and all that changed after we learned exactly what they were doing, because the grape boycott was considered a bad thing. It wasn't considered a good thing to people who weren't on farms and who didn't live, who even the farmers thought it was a bad thing because they owned the land, but it was not considered a good thing. So that's all what I recall growing up. But I'm glad that I'm able to recognize, and I did attend every Cesar Chavez breakfast with George since it started at the Mexican Heritage Plaza. And it's unfortunate that we can't attend at least this year, maybe next year. Thank you.
Thank you, Board Member Rodriguez. I know one of the things I'll miss is I usually am marching with my students at a commemorative march to the Mexican Heritage Plaza to commemorate that. So I'm missing that as well due to COVID. But I think it's just, in light of the circumstances, I think it's also really important just to remember and honor Cesar Chavez's legacy with and advocacy to standing up for farm workers, especially, them being essential workers right now. And we know that they do some of the most, hard work that's out there, I think. So I think it's an honor to be able to do this. So with that, if there are no other comments, I'll accept a motion on this item.
Move to approve the resolution number 2021-4 celebrating the life and legacy of Cesar E. Chavez.
Second.
All right, the resolution celebrating the life and legacy of Cesar E. Chavez has been moved and seconded. We'll go to a roll call vote. Board Member Sanchez?
Aye.
Board Member Rodriguez?
Aye.
Clerk Rosado?
Aye.
Vice President Tran? Was there an aye? It might have cut out.
Oh, aye.
Thank you. And I, Mimon F. Silberta, vote aye, and that motion passes unanimously. We will go to item 6.06, Resolution 2021-05, Women's History Month. And is it okay for me to speak on this, Superintendent Cruz?
Yes, I was just going to defer to you. This is one that last year we brought forward from your leadership, and so I'll defer to you to introduce.
Thank you. So yes, I'm excited to have this back today. I think this was another, monumental year for women, and seeing the first woman vice president for South Asian and Black woman to become vice president, Kamala Harris, our very own from California. I think it's just great for our youth to continue to see powerful women in leadership roles. Dr. Jill Biden, an educator and First Lady, Amanda Gorman, who was the youngest inaugural poet. And so I really hope that this resolution just continues to remind all of our educators, our students and community to continue to celebrate the achievements that women are making and really strive to reach their full potential as well. Any other comments or thoughts, questions from board members? Otherwise, I will accept a motion. Yep, go ahead.
No, I just want to echo your comments too, and it's very appropriate that we pass such a resolution and look at the progress that the women have made over the history of this country. And of course, it's very exciting to see have a woman vice president for the first time in our history. And I got to meet her when Magdalena Carrasco won her seat, and Kamala Harris was the MC for her celebration, so I got to meet her over there. So that was kind of nice. Who would know that she would be a vice president in the future? But anyway, but it's great that we're bringing the resolution forward. Thank you.
I would like to say just a few words that that I was there too, George, and actually got a picture of her giving the oath to Councilmember Carrasco. So, but I would like to say that this is going to be a very good year for everybody, and also for women, because we have somebody in the White House who is finally recognizing the importance and the value of having representation from all genders, plus multicultural, plus very diverse, so of all ranges. And I think that that's a good thing, and it really, it's a lot different. I mean, now I'm not reading any tweets every day. I'm just seeing the good news that's coming out of what's occurring in our nation, and I feel good that we have a CDC director that's a woman who is a doctor, who's providing clear direction on us being able to open our schools back up as well.
So if there are, thank you for those comments. If there's no other comments or questions, I'll accept a motion on this item.
Move to approve item 6.06.
Second.
Right, the item 6.06, Women's History Month resolution has been moved and seconded. We'll go to a roll call vote. Board Member Sanchez?
Aye.
Board Member Rodriguez?
Yes.
Clerk Rosado?
Aye.
Vice President Tran?
Aye.
And I'm Eamon Alberta, vote aye. That motion passes. We will go to item 7, communications from the superintendent.
Yes, I'll keep it brief. I am about halfway done with my virtual visits with school staff. At the conclusion of those, I will provide a summary to the board in regards to the topics and the items that came up at those meetings. I'll just say that, what's on staff's mind is, when we'll be able to access the vaccine, and then, when would we potentially be considering in person? Those seem to be the top 2 items that are coming up at all those meetings. So I will bring back a summary to the board. And then, we're entering the phase of the LCAP, and so we will start also having resumed town hall meetings with our parents and get input and see how things are going with them as well. So we're entering a very busy time of the year, but looking forward to the promise of being able to have some opportunity for in-person for our students, and get them out of their homes, get them away from the screens, and have some other activities. So looking forward to the day that we can do that, and things are trending down, and so I'm hopeful that will be sooner rather than later. That's all.
Thank you, Superintendent Cruz. We will go to item 8, communications from the Board of Education, item 8.01, board member reports. And we'll start with Board Member Sanchez.
Just a couple of real quick things. We did a virtual tour, myself and Carrie, we did a virtual tour of the rocket ship mosaic this morning. And it was very interesting. A lot of parent feedback in terms of how the kids are doing there. So that was good. Also helped out again this past month with the second Harvest Food Bank, which is takes place on Thursday this week, if anybody can help out. And I'll be there. And that's my report. Thank you.
Thank you. Board Member Rodriguez?
No report.
Thank you. Clerk Rosado?
Yeah, I had an opportunity to connect with rocket ship mosaic last week, and again this week, this morning with George. We did that virtual tour, got to see how they teach, and also got to hear from parents and staff members. So that was interesting, and also had an opportunity to speak at the Wealthier Virtual Summit, which was dedicated to women and empowering them with finance and empowering them with mental health and just overall, yeah, so that's it.
Thank you. Vice President Tran?
No.
Thank you. And I'll just share that I was able to participate in the second Diversity, Equity, Inclusion, and Belonging Committee. So we're making good progress with narrowing down the priorities, as well as making sure we have a charter. So more updates to come on that, as well as I attended the Special Education District Advisory Committee meeting. So lots of updates on how things are going, and more plans on moving forward and helping support our students as well. And other than that, I'm just excited to share that missed the last board meeting, because hopefully we will, we have a new student. I was able to deliver our newborn baby. So she will at some point be a student. So we're excited. It just makes this work even more meaningful for me. So thank you all for your support and helping make that possible.
Hey,
Hey,
Mimona. May I also congratulate you for being selected as a fellow for, and I'm looking for it right now. I can't find it.
Oh,
Can you go ahead and fill us in what it is? But you're honored that you
yes,
received.
thank you, Rudy. Yes, so I am excited to announce I have also been selected as a 2021 Grosvenor Teacher Fellow. It's a partnership with National Geographic's and Lindblad Expedition. So really excited about that. It'll be lots of learning, hopefully at some point a international expedition where I'll be able to bring back that professional development learning experience to share with our students and educators and community at large. So thank you for reminding me about that, Rudy.
Sure. And Carrie was also just joined a speakers bureau that I think is awesome. So congratulations to you as well, Carrie.
Very exciting. Thank you for everyone's efforts. All right, we will move on here. Item 8.02, agenda item requests. I see a number of requests there. Are there any additional agenda item requests at this time? All right, seeing none. Future business. We don't have anything there. Item 10, future meeting dates. We have our 10.01, February 23rd, remote board meeting. 10.02, March 9th, remote board meeting, and 10.03, March 23rd, remote board meeting. Those are all at 7 p.m. We do have item 11, which is closed session, and the board will be going back to closed session at this time. Board members, you can use the same link to get to the closed session. So thank you, everyone. And board members, I will see you there.
Okay.
Good night, everyone.
Good night.
Have a
Good
good
night.
evening, everyone else.
Thank you
But
for
do we
attending.
need it? Oh, we can't. We shouldn't adjourn yet. Okay.
No.
Yeah, we
Got
won't adjourn, but we'll go to closed session.
Got
but,
it. Okay.
Thank you.
Yes.